Kia ora, Scorpio. Welcome to your new moon in Aries reading. This is the 1st of April today, and we've got a shortened Celtic cross for you. It's looking pretty amazing, actually. Coming out first up with the gorgeous sun. I mean, this is the ultimate in vitality, life force, just feeling good, feeling happy, feeling alive, feeling like things are in motion too, because often we do feel that sort of optimism when things are in motion, when works are in progress, when we feel that there is a progression and a development happening for us. It is crossed by the 6 of discs, a beautiful card of generosity in all forms. This is about free flow, and it does look like things are flowing very nicely for you at this current time. Maybe because you've been doing a sort of assessment of sorts. You've been looking back. We have the 7 of discs, seeing what works, what has worked for you, what doesn't really reap great benefits for you. There has been, you have been looking back and doing a review and actually feeling quite good about the way that you generally operate, which is pretty amazing. It's great. Recent past, we have the somewhat defensive Princess of Swords. She knows there's a enemy out there, but she can't see anything. I mean, it's kind of I think it is described as sort of excessive exertion for no reason. Like, we're thrashing around because we can't even see what's there, but it's like we have to defend our position. This is a state that doesn't really last very long. Being all cards of the mind, very kind of in relation to the Prince of Swords as well, the sort of flailing around with no central focus point. But this is in the past. I do believe that you have seen the pointlessness of that state, and that possibly you've understood it as as just a temporary default mechanism within yourself, or something like that, depending on what's going on in your life, or that you have seen it whilst doing your review in the 7 of discs. Current position, 5 of discs, a card of kind of having having a lack mentality. So, you see yourself as that person that chooses to go the tough road, not the easy road, or chooses not to go into the lovely building where there's warmth and other people for comfort. It is basically, it's sort of a lack mentality, which in itself can be a habit, and it is often a habit, but a default mechanism. But I think you've kind of wrestled those in doing your review, because moving forward we have the beautiful 6 of Cups, which we see the threads. Speaking of the comfort of others, we see the threads of connection in this card. It's a beautiful card on a sea, golden threads on the sea. These are connections here. Giving and receiving with no expectations involved. We see the children sharing. There's a very childlike quality to this, Scorpio. The sun is very much about, that fresh newness, optimism of childhood. you know, it's as if you've faced those things in terms of doing a energetic review, really, and quite easily moved into this next zone, because after that Six of Cups we have the Four of Wands, the consummate happy home, and this is a place, this is your place. So it's really lovely. Let's just go through and clarify. Excuse me, sorry. Let's have a look at the sun in the central point, because it's so oh wow, it's so amazing. We get again the Six of Discs, which is crossing the sun. We've allowed this free flow of generosity. It's actually realizing that you know, to be able to give and receive. Receive is very important as well. It's what we don't do in the Five very easily. To be able to receive is wonderful and often quite difficult. But it's as if you're glowing in this at the moment. So we try and clarify the sun. We get the same card. We also get the Ace of Swords. Yeah, it's some truth here that you've figured out within your own process, about your own process. We have the sun again on the bottom of this deck. So interesting. Let's have a look at the what was this princess flailing around? A struggle of sorts here. We have the Knight of Swords, Page of impulsivity. Like there's quite a standoff going on here. We've got the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands having a bit of a standoff. What it's about is the ease of walking through this abundant doorway. So like a conflictual element between this king and the impulsivity of the Knight is something that you've overcome within yourself, which is wonderful. Let's have a look at the Six of Cups, Scorpio. Six of Cups for Scorpio, please. Yes, an inner understanding and also a level of detachment, a level of emotional detachment has allowed you to fully, let's see, we've got, so the Six moving forward here. Firstly, the High Priestess, and secondly, the Eight of Cups. We've figured out, it's like figuring out a sequence of how our mind works, also how our emotional script works. Like there's a sequence, and I think you've wanted to alter it. It's like altering the mechanisms in a lock, you know, one of those what do you call it, you know, like a series of numbers and suddenly it unlocks. You've altered that, but it's taken a period of time to figure it out, how you actually can do that. It's really proactive reading here. I mean, it's a proactive process, is that you've taken full responsibility for your actions in the past, but also for being really consciously aware of them in the present, Scorpio. So it's really amazing. Let's have a look at the Four of Wands at the end. Your place. Four of Wands, please, for Scorpio. This wonderful home. I mean, it is the quintessential place to be. Wow. And we get, not only do we have the Ace of Swords, there's something about the mind and will, and I think you've harnessed your heart to join in with the party here. We've got the Ace of Wands, actioning will. Maybe for a period there was not much connection between heart and mind, and therefore Scorpio couldn't action that will. But at this point in time, they are fully in balance. We get the full with that. So it's allowed you to release, to be unencumbered, and to fully receive this gift of this vital, creative symbol of life force, actually, which is exactly what the sun is here. What would we be without the sun? We wouldn't even be here. So it's beautiful, Scorpio. It is a reading of overcoming. I've been really impersonal about a personal sort of dissection of sorts of your own, how you do what you do. It's brave, and you've allowed things to pass through you, to rise up and release. Oh, Scorpio, it's just beautiful. So Gluminous Doom is about that, is about these bubbles, is about digestion. It's about allowing things to pass through you and just working with it. Because we know it passes, many things pass through us, and it's like it's not permanent. Sometimes very uncomfortable levels of discomfort, which we don't consciously sometimes understand, but it is a necessary process to allow that to happen. And what happens then? There's a big celebration, and it's not only within yourself, but it's with those around you, with wherever you are, with the animals around you. If you're a hermit out in the bush or the forest, if you're in a community, everyone benefits. It's pretty amazing, Scorpio. I hope you got something out of that reading today, and have a wonderful new moon in Aries. We'll see you next time. Ka kite, bye.